Hello, and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is July 9th, 2026, and we are over here by the assembly line. And I originally thought I would have enough done today to really make a video because I assumed I was just going to be setting up a couple multi-blocks and that would be it. I just the way work was going to work out. Didn't expect to have a lot of time, but I don't know. I was on one today. I got so much done in between all my meetings and stuff. It was kind of, I don't know, it was a good day. It was a good day of Minecrafting. So I originally started today off by building these forming presses here because my plan was, I keep having to wait on, in particular, this guy for dense plates. And it's like, well, this will be the first. Plus, when I'm expanding over here, I was like, well, I kind of want to keep using this tower and really clean it up. And at some point, while we're waiting around for the I'm waiting around for the final stuff to be crafted, actually clean it up, finish constructing the primary building, because the roof's still off. But yeah, so I started this. And then while I was building this, I had the thought of man, I really don't want to keep running battery or cables and stuff. I know wireless hatches are right around the corner. Let me do that. So I did. I got wireless energy. I got all of them, all the way up to, I put the pattern and research for UMV wireless hatches, but obviously I can't quite make those yet, but I am way closer than I would have thought I would be by the end of today. So, and on top of that, you can see I've got this UIV 64 amp wireless hatch. Also went through and made the ability to do multi-amp wireless hatches for UIV specifically. Now that part, so this is basically, I'm leading you down the trail of how I got to where I got to today. So I started off setting this, decided I wanted to do wireless hatches. Previously had only crafted the ULV and kind of got bored and distracted. And I think I didn't have enough space for patterns and I didn't want to deal with that. But since yesterday this weekend, we fixed the pattern area to be able to expand that. Was able to, now I've got way more. I got all these wireless ones. I also did a bunch of research for upgrading the space elevators and stuff, though I didn't do anything with that. But once I realized I could do the wireless hatch, I was like, oh, you know what? That'll be really convenient for UIV components. And then I was just out of curiosity, because I was in a research fiend, I had also researched the UMV component block, which when you go to craft 43 of these, the only thing I'm missing is a little bit of Radox polymer, which I'm just missing on everything at the moment. But I was like, oh, this really, comparatively speaking, and where I was sitting before, really isn't that bad. And on top of it, I only need a few UIV components. I don't need to do the whole lot. I really only need motors, pistons, and somewhere in here would be the robot arms. Somewhere in the pattern, there's a lot of stuff in here. And that's it. I was like, well, I mean, if I could make wireless hatches, well, maybe I can make the UIV components. So then when I was looking at UIV wireless hatches, say the 64 one, I was like, oh, I need Shirabon, but I haven't set that up yet. So I was like, okay, well, how do I set this up? Follow Shirabon back to its molten form. And it's just made in the plasma forge right here with stuff I have plenty of. The only thing I have to do is get a high computation thing, which that's incredibly easy, and use some internal coils, which conveniently I had crafted a second set, just never set up the other day. So I hopped over to my crafting plasma forge right here and upgraded this guy to eternal coils. I cannot remember if I mentioned it, but since this one's the crafting one, I did upgrade the laser hatch to the 16,000 UIV amp. I think I mentioned that, but that also sped up this process a lot today. But yeah, I set this guy up, got Shirabon, and then with the Shirvan, crafted the 64 amp UIV energy hatches because you only need UIV for UMV components for energy wise. So I came down here and set up these 3 advanced assembly lines, nice and clean, no wiring needed with the 64 amp energy hatches. Down here, I mean, these are just the standard setup. The only thing I did change because just to make them easier, more universal in the future, or I would say really universal. I don't even know if it's really easier, but basically I swapped out from doing the ME test method to an ME drive and just threw a bunch of patterns or storage cells in here. I didn't even bother. These ones are partitioned, but the rest of them that I set up, these 2, I didn't even bother partitioning them. I just set the fluid in here to what it needed to be, and that was that. And then, yeah, so with these 3 done, I was able to craft those 3 UIV components, the motor, the piston, and the robot arm, and put in the craft for some UMV components, and then went and did a bunch of work meetings. And by the time I came back from said work meetings, lo and behold, I've got a set of 43 UMV components blocks. So I upgraded these. So before I even bothered crafting all the rest of the UMV components and wasting time setting up all those assembly lines, just went right into being able to use the component assembly lines. And with that, I set up a pattern, which is still running because I didn't have enough Radox to finish this. And even if I did, I have not upgraded the energy hatch for my UMV circuits yet because I really haven't been using UMV circuits. So currently the ETA on these guys is 2 hours, but I will definitely be fixing that pretty soon because I have a feeling with how much convenience there is in wireless hatches that I will probably be using a whole lot more UMV components really fast. But yeah, so I got all this hatch, but more importantly, I was like, oh, you really only need a pump and stuff to set up a UMV energy hatch. And yeah, so starting off today, thinking I'm just going to set up a couple of multi-blocks and expand a little bit of crafting, and here we are officially in UMV. Woo! Get some fireworks going. The funny thing is, though, is because of the order I did this in, I don't have any of the quests done. So I'll have to go through and grab stuff. Like, I know I can grab, what's the UMV? Where's my machine hall? Oh, I used it. I have to craft another one. Should only take a second or so. UMV machine hall. Make it official. Give me a quest. I didn't realize I was going to play music. I might have actually turned the volume up a little more. But yeah, no. Not only are we have the quest book unlocked, because we have the energy hatch officially in the tier. I just need to go through and do a couple like cleaning house. It's Zepto. Get these guys. That should be another quest. And then I can't officially do it because I haven't held these. That one's going to take a minute, like I said, just because I have to wait on the UMV circuits. I used a bunch of UMV circuits to craft those component blocks. Part of the reason it was so fast to craft was because I had my UMV circuits on level maintained, so I had enough for a full set already. Then yeah, so that was pretty exciting. Actually, we can keep going on quest. Go Shirvan. Let's see if I can get 144 next. Start. Empty cell. And go back to Shira. Oops. Oh no, actually I dropped it in there. Empty cell. Boom. Dirty these pine cones. another quest done. So really the plan, because I kind of totally went off the rails today with what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm working towards the Forge of the Gods. It wasn't really my intention to go all the way to UMV Energy Hatches today, but the main thing that's kind of seeming like resource that's holding me back currently, I'm sure that'll change here, is Radox Polymer. Having to wait on, even with that stuff all bumped up to UIV 64 amps, which and stuff like that for, and like upgrading those bacterial vats. I really want the QFT for Radox because I believe you can get it in a no, not there. Molten Radox. Yeah, we can get it at QFT using very easy stuff to get. So I want this tier 4. The tier 4, I am working on crafting another tier 3 QFT. But actually, since that is such a bottleneck, I think I might, for tonight, set this up and borrow this guy, start running the recipe to start getting the stuff to be able to craft the tier 4 ones, and then move this back over once I have the other QFT finished, because I haven't crafted I've got everything crafted for a third one except for these infinity ones, and that will also take a few hours. I just wanted to have a few other things finished out before I did the craft. Plus, I know I need more Radox for it, and I really want this component recipe to finish. So that'll be the main plan. Once I have the Radox done, I will kick off the craft to finish out the Forge of the Gods. Right now, I'm just a little short on Zine. I had enough of this, but I changed the level maintainer that I used to keep all of it from going into Radox, just so I could get this guy up here crafting faster. But I will move this back before once this guy finishes crafting. And then also, too, once you have the QFT set up, neither of these will be an issue anymore. As well as a few other things, I'll do that. Once we get the QFT, once we get access to the tier 4 QFTs, and then the QFTs get faster to craft because we have our first one and we're not waiting on as many resources, the plan will be sometime over the next few weeks, like casually finishing out the line of QFTs. Obviously, I want the Forge of the Gods crafted. There's a lot of blocks that go into that one, so there are a few things I want to make able to craft a little faster before I knock that out, because while that's crafting, it basically takes all my resources, or like all my crafting resources, so it's hard to do other stuff. So, like what I actually started off today with the dense plates. But yeah, that'll be the main plan, get that going, and then yeah, we're sitting good. And I don't know if I'll have a video tomorrow, because with all this done, if I don't craft the Forge of the Gods, it's just going to be a few upgrades here and there, but we'll see. It really depends. If I don't have one tomorrow, I imagine I'll have one Saturday instead. But yeah, I'm real excited. It's really nice to be in the next tier. I am looking forward to seeing what it has to offer. And anyways, I hope everybody had a good day and has a good night, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.